the balance in Marvel Rivals is about to change. January 10th is when the first season ends and the next season begins, and that means a bunch of characters are about to lose their season bonuses. Now, a lot of people want to see this character nerfed. There's a reason he has a 30% ban rate in matches. In next season, Hawkeye is set to lose 20% of his damage. He's one of the game's most controversial characters because he can one-shot enemies from across the map. All it takes is a headshot to KO an enemy, which doesn't really make sense when a point-blank headshot from the Punisher's shotgun doesn't result in a KO, but also let's not forget, this game has a talking shark in it. There's one thing people are forgetting about Hawkeye's nerf, however, and that is it won't actually remove his one-shot KO ability. Let's break it down. Hawkeye's fully charged arrow does 320 headshot damage, and there are 20 characters with HPs of less than 320. These include Iron Man, Luna Snow, Hela, Mantis, Namor, and Loki. The hero with the highest HP Hawkeye can one-shot is Black Panther, who has 300 HP. So, removing 20% of Hawkeye's damage doesn't stop him being able to one-shot Black Panther or the other 19 characters on his hit list. Next up, healing in this game is about to get much less effective because a bunch of strategists are getting nerfed. These are Cloak and Dagger, who remove 15% of their healing, Adam Warlock, who has a 15% nerf to his healing, Luna Snow as well, who has the same amount. These are all getting 15% off their healing power. Now, I love healing in this game personally, and I don't want to see it changed. It's just really satisfying healing people and hearing that sound effect tick up. But I guess if all the healers are getting nerfed, then it won't really matter. Like it's an equal nerf more or less, but across the board I do think it will result in more KOs in matches because heals just aren't as useful in general. So the balance of matches will change slightly. I notice Jeff isn't in that list though, so I can only conclude someone at Marvel Rivals really likes Jeff. Now, this is maybe the most controversial change Marvel Rivals is making because Magick is barely viable as she is. When the season ends, she will lose her 15% damage bonus. As a result, her combos won't do as much damage and you will start to see a massive drop-off in the amount of people using her, which currently isn't all that much anyway. For example, take Magick's one-shot combo. She can take out any support with this combo whereby you charge up your LT attack, dash in with your launcher, hit your RT attack, then melee. That takes out any strategist in one hit, but when the devs nerf Magick's damage by 15%, it won't. You will need an extra hit in there, and by that point, your target might get healed up or you might get interrupted by another enemy. So yeah, a 15% damage nerf to Magick isn't really what a lot of people want, and it might make her unplayable. Now, I want to talk about how seasons in Marvel Rivals actually work, because there's a lot of misinformation about this, so it's important to know how exactly they work, but right now there's currently a lot of guessing about how they do work. No one can really agree, and the reason for that is the developers of this game have never given an official description of what a season actually is. Go and Google it right now, there's no official description, not on Discord, not in the game, not anywhere, so let me break it down. The most popular opinion is that in each season, a different group of heroes are getting temporary buffs. When that season ends, those buffs are removed, which effectively act as a nerf. So, for instance, Venom usually has 650 health, but he currently has 800 health. That makes a lot of sense because it means the game changes up its meta every month and gives you a new batch of heroes to prioritize. Like maybe you've held off on playing Spider-Man, but if he gets a new seasonal buff to say his damage, you might want to start using him. There's just a few glaring problems with that theory. For one thing, it doesn't explain this massive coincidence. Every single season bonus in the game is on characters on the giving end of team-ups. For example, Thor and Loki get free revives if Hela lands a killing blow. What does Hela get in return? A 20% damage increase, courtesy of the seasonal buff. You can press F2 right now to go into the team up ability menu, where you will see all possible team up anchors and heroes with seasonal bonuses and the corresponding buff descriptions. Conversely, no character that benefits from gaining new abilities in the team up moves has a season bonus, so Iron Man, Loki, Thor, Jeff, etc. The season bonus, therefore, is a way to give that anchor character an equal buff to their teammates getting team-up abilities. What does this mean? It means potentially season bonuses won't change unless the devs are going to completely change the way team-up moves work. And that seems unlikely. Let's not forget the season bonuses in the beta were exactly the same as in the game when it launched. Magick with extra damage, Venom with 800 HP, etc. Also, seasonal buffs are divided into 3 categories. These are Vanguard, Duelist, and Strategist. Now, Vanguards get health increase, Duelists get additional damage, and Strategists get healing bonuses. In other words, the buffs relate to their classes. Since classes are set in stone and will never change, you would also assume the buffs will never change also. For example, Strategists like Cloak and Dagger get a healing bonus because they heal. Vanguard tanks like Hulk get an HP bonus because they tank damage. Like, they're not going to give Hulk a healing bonus because that ability doesn't exist for him. So that's why it's unlikely the seasonal bonuses will change season by season. Now, I've just told you 2 contradicting theories there, one where Marvel Rivals buffs and nerfs change each season, and one where it doesn't, and they can't both be true, so which is it? For me, despite the theory about the anchor characters getting permanent bonuses to bring them up to speed with their team-up characters, I still think we're about to see those season bonuses switch up. But only the number will change, not the ability. To put it another way, Wanda, for instance, may have a 10% damage boost in Season 1, and in Season 2, she might have 15%. In Season 3, it may go back down to 10%. Season bonuses will vary each season, but only anchor characters will receive them. That's what I think. Also, the official website lists the base stats for each hero. For example, on the site, Venom has 650 health, but in the game he currently has 800. So why would they list characters' original base stats if the season bonus was permanent and never went away? And ultimately, the devs do use the term season, which really does suggest it's temporary and we're getting subsequent seasons month by month. Another thing, not all heroes who get seasonal bonuses are anchors. Luna Snow has a team up with Iron Fist, which gives her an ability, yet also has a season bonus. So some characters have both a team up ability and a season bonus. That's why I think seasonal buffs are a way to encourage team ups. That's the main reason they're there. One thing to consider is you would think seasonal bonuses would only activate when the team-up ability does, given the seasonal bonus is a way to bring anchor heroes up to speed with teammates benefiting from team-ups. However, these two things aren't as closely related as you would believe. A character's season bonus is active at all times no matter who is on their team. For example, with Groot's base health is listed at 700. On the website, his health during actual gameplay is 850. This number remains whether he's playing with or without Rocket Raccoon and Jeff the Landshark, who are part of his team-up. What that means is seasonal bonuses aren't just there to give anchor characters an extra boost, but actually make it so you want to use team-up moves. Anyway, that's how seasons in Marvel Rivals are suspected to work. To sum it up, each season the game will apply a fresh set of buffs to characters, but only increase or decrease one of their stats. For example, Hulk's health either going up or down because he's a Vanguard, or Luna's healing either going up or down because she's a healer. So the seasonal buffs will only exist across the 3 categories of damage output, HP, and healing. That's not to say the devs can't roll out patches to change any aspect of a character, like adding in new moves, changing animations, and editing their hitboxes, just like with any other competitive game. So here's what heroes I want to see nerfed ASAP. Right now, the hitbox on Jeff's ult is way too high. He can use his ult to not only grab people in a wide radius on the ground, but snatch people out of the sky. And this doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Like gobbling up people hovering above the ground. I get why the devs wanted to add a little height onto this, because otherwise you could just simply jump to escape his ult. So I would love to see this restricted to characters on the ground and maybe extend that hitbox off the ground by about 2 or 3 feet just to catch those sneaky jumpers. Next up, Luna's ult time needs a nerf because right now she has way too much time where her ult is active, a whopping 11 seconds. This is one of the longest ults in the game, and essentially it gives Luna invincibility for 11 seconds, which can deny practically any other ult in the game. It could also be used to heal up your entire team. It's powerful, which is just what an ult needs, but I think it's a bit too powerful, so maybe reduce the time on that ult to about 7 or 8 seconds. Iron Fist's tracking needs a massive nerf, like he can literally auto-lock onto any target and attack them while they're flying away, which is not only ridiculously easy to pull off, but it doesn't really make sense for the character because Iron Fist can't actually fly. So yeah, let's have a nerf to the severity of that, maybe make the lock-on only last for a short amount of time. Wanda's another one who needs a nerf. She's another controversial character. A lot of people want a nerf to her lock-on. She can lock on to people who are even off screen, so let's reduce the power a tiny bit. So those are the characters set to be nerfed in Marvel Rivals, which will happen January 10th. As well as a description of how seasons are suspected to work. Comment NERF if you got this far. I appreciate you watching the whole thing. Hopefully you learned a bit more about how Marvel Rivals seasons work. If you did, subscribe to the channel and you will get more Marvel Rivals guides.
No escape from hell.